Okay, so maybe you've heard that things in the real estate market are changing, that something is different than just a few months ago. So what's happening in the market? Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Skip Reed with Bressi Realty. We're here today to break down some of the past data, dive in a little bit deeper, and ultimately help you make better real estate decisions. So when you get into these stats, you look at Bressi Ranch this year, and we see 11 days on the market. We see we've had 24 homes sold. Our sales to list price ratio is 99%. It appears that everything is healthy and strong. And I would say, in general, everything still is healthy and strong. But what we have to look at is some of the other market indicators. And what I mean by that is we have to look at maybe the homes that haven't moved as quickly, homes that didn't sell at all, some that have been expired or canceled or withdrawn, and then just relisted. So when you take a look at that in the marketplace, we had 12 of those properties in Bressi Ranch since January of the beginning of this year. 2 of those homes are now back in active status. We have 1 of those that is currently pending, and we have 2 that have sold, and 7 that have been off market completely. So they no longer came back on the market as a property that was for sale. So that kind of gives you an idea that maybe it's not as strong as it appears when you look at the stats that we put out. And the reason there's a discrepancy there is obviously in some of these advertisements we only have so much space and we don't have the room to explain, and that's where this video comes in, and we're trying to explain what's happening in the background. So what does that do to days on market if you factor in the homes that were either withdrawn, canceled, expired, relisted, and ultimately sold? It had a slight effect on our sales price to list price ratio from a high 99.8% to a low 99.4%. So a little bit of difference there. What did it do to days on market? It took it from 11 days on market to 14. I expect both of those to increase because, like I said earlier, 2 of those are back at active status and had extended market time. So I think we're going to see those numbers increase as well. I think we're going to see days on market increase. I think we're going to see that sales price to list price ratio drop from the 99% below 99%. So the question is, why is this happening? Why are homes not selling? Why is there extended market time? What's going on? Well, I think that in the last 3 to 4 years, we've had obviously a market recovery, and even with that recovery, we've seen a lot of slowdown come, end of summer, fall, winter, and then pick back up in the springtime. It's just been kind of a normal pattern that we've seen. So I really think that's kind of what's happened right now, is that we've seen a little bit of a slowdown, but it's seasonal. The talk is out there that there's a correction looming that's still yet to be seen. A lot of people are calling it a soft landing. Some experts are saying that maybe it's just become a more balanced market. We still don't know where we're headed. What we do know right now is that we're following the same patterns that we followed for the last 3 or 4 years. So there really isn't any need for concern right now. Why have these homes not sold? Well, I think the misperception is out there. You can put a sign in the front yard, you can put your home in the MLS, and pray that it sells. And sometimes some people get lucky. And I think that's why you see, for example, 7 homes off market. It didn't work. And a lot of times that's a strategy that was used to sell those homes. So our process is a little bit different. We talk about our 3 Ps versus put the sign in the yard, put the home in the MLS and pray. We like to go for, let's prepare the home properly. So we walk through with you and we take a look at your home, we evaluate it for if it's on trend, do we need to declutter, do we need to make some minor improvements or repairs. And again, we're looking at cost value, so we don't want to spend more than you're going to actually receive in either increased interest, which is going to actually help your ultimate purchase price and your days on market. So that's really what we're looking for. It's not to spend your money unnecessarily. We're really trying to focus on get your home sold quickly for the terms that work for you and for the most money possible. So that's all starts with preparation. And then goes to price. So price is very, very, very important. And the reason being is that there's a strategy behind every list price. And it's not just what the market's doing, it has to do with that, the condition of your home, the location of your home, and then your needs. Do you need to purchase another? Do you need a rent back? Is it a complicated transaction? does it have to be signed off by either another trustee holder, or are we looking at potentially a lender, another family member, somebody involved in this decision-making process? So all of those come into play when we look at price. So we can't get too caught up on what the market has done. We have to look at what the market is doing, and we have to look at your situation and see how that all fits into a pricing strategy. Promotion, very, very important. Again, you can't just put the sign in the yard and pray. Beyond putting your home in the MLS, we need a social media campaign that is more than just posting on Facebook. And what I mean by that is we're going out and we're actually advertising in certain areas, in certain demographics, and I know there's been some changes to that. We have some strategies to still allow us to focus our efforts in certain areas, as well as YouTube, Google, so there's pay-per-click, and the way we link that in the YouTube channel to get everything promoted out there properly. It's pretty elaborate, but again, it's for results. We want to get as many eyeballs on your home as possible. So those are our 3 Ps, and I will have to say part of our preparation going back is not just those initial conversations about minor changes you can make, but we actually take some ownership in the listing, in your home, and we invest our own money in staging. And that's something we do across the board for every one of our listings. And it can be fairly pricey, but we believe in it so much that we're willing to go ahead and spend our own money to stage your home. In addition, we do the professional window cleaning, professional home cleaning, and as part of our service, because we want your home to present a certain way when it goes on the MLS. And if you look at our past listings, you can see that. We have a certain look and feel to every single listing. Most of our listings will have a twilight shot, and the reason is most homes with the shadowing and shading caused by the sun show better with the twilight shot. So we usually use that for at least 1 or 2 of our photos, usually photo number 1. And if you look at our homes, when you look at the photos, you can see that they all have a very similar look to them, which is okay because we're trying to appeal to that broad band of buyers out there instead of looking for that needle in the haystack. So that's our process as far as what we do to make sure that our numbers are beating the current market. And we are currently beating that current market. Our sales price to list price ratio in Bressi Ranch is 102%. So you can see we're 3% over the average in here. Our days on market is 8 days on market. So we're less than even the best case scenario of 11 days, but we know truly that it's 14 days on market, and we expect that to increase. So that is our perspective and how we approach a listing, and our perspective on the market, where we're headed, and why you see the numbers falling where they are. So thanks for taking a look at our video. We really appreciate it. If you want any more information about our process, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to share our advice. Consultations are always free, and I'd be welcome to reach out to us.